Hey everybody, welcome. The Tod Tucker Show is on everywhere, all over the world. And we appreciate you being with us today at the OTU headquarters in the bunker, close to the state capitol. We're nice and safe in our safe place, so no dirty politicians can get to us. Glad you're with us today. Brett Kavanaugh is continuing to be fought by the Democrats. Apparently, the accusations against Judge Kavanaugh from back when he was in high school 36 years ago, this Christine Ford, it was somebody else. I can't remember what her maiden name was. I told you yesterday, I think it was Chevrolet or something. So we'll just call her Christine Chevy Lincoln. Christine Chevy Lincoln claims that Judge Kavanaugh tried to grope her or groped her and tried to take her clothes off. Last night on Fox News, they had a couple of women. In fact, I saw them on some other channels as well. They've been kind of making the media circuit. And they spoke about Judge Kavanaugh in high school and in college. Both of them were friends with Judge Kavanaugh, continue to be friends with him today. And they were talking about how Judge Kavanaugh was nothing but kind and caring when they dated. He never, ever tried anything like what this Chevy Ford Lincoln woman is accusing him of doing. So let's take a look at this for a second. This woman, after Brett Kavanaugh is nominated to the Supreme Court by President Trump, this woman has given money to the DNC. She went to the Women's March. She's definitely a lefty. And she gives this letter to Dianne Feinstein in July. Now, I'd like to know why Ms. Feinstein held on to this letter for all this time and waited until it was time for a vote on Judge Kavanaugh on the Senate floor. If Dianne Frankenstein were that concerned about the women that she claims to be concerned about, you would think that she would have turned that letter in immediately. Let's flash back to the Clarence Thomas hearings when George H.W. Bush nominated Clarence Thomas. And we had an OU professor, Anita Hill, who accused Judge Thomas, now Justice Thomas at the time, for sexually assaulting her. For the first time, we even heard about pubic hairs on a can of Coca-Cola. That was the kind of madness that existed in the 80s, and it's only gotten worse as time has progressed. So my question to Frankenfeinstein, why did you wait so long to report this letter that you supposedly have? And why is it such a big deal now, but it wasn't a big deal when you had Judge Kavanaugh in front of you, in front of the entire Senate Judiciary Committee? That could have been brought out. He could have been questioned. But no, you didn't want to do that because you knew that he was going to pass through the committee. And you knew that it would come up to a floor of the vote, or go to the floor for a vote. And you knew that most likely with a 51-49 majority, the conservatives and the other members of the GOP would vote to confirm Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. So now this is a last-ditch effort by the left to try to block a very honorable family man who 65 women have written letters of recommendation for Judge Kavanaugh. 65. Now, people are asking, well, why haven't these women come forward like the other two women did last night? Because they don't want to be in the media spotlight. They don't want to be hassled by the lamestream media. And so they've just kind of they've stayed on the DL. They're not accepting calls from the media. They wrote their letters, and they're willing to testify if asked to do so. This is about to become a circus. It's about to become a circus, a last-ditch effort for the Democrats to try to block Judge Kavanaugh. It's not going to work for them, and I'll tell you why. Because Miss Chevy Ford is now not so sure she's going to testify because they've said, okay, you come to Capitol Hill. Judge Kavanaugh is going to have his say. You're going to have your say, and the two of you are going to hash it out together. Well, if it were truly a concern to this woman that she was assaulted by Judge Kavanaugh, I would think she would be more than willing to come to Capitol Hill and testify about it. Let's talk about our friend Juanita Broaddrick for a second. Juanita Broaddrick is the woman in Arkansas who is a friend of ours. She has become a dear friend. And she was on the Laura Ingram's angle, the Ingram angle on Fox last night, and they were asking Juanita Broaddrick why she didn't report her alleged rape by Bill Clinton to law enforcement. Well, she had a solid answer because Bill Clinton at the time was the Attorney General for the state of Arkansas, which means he was the chief law enforcement official. Nothing would have ever come of it except humiliation and embarrassment for Ms. Broderick. And so she just kept it quiet until all the other stuff started happening and the bimbo eruption of the Clinton administration. So now that Judge Kavanaugh is this close to becoming Justice Kavanaugh, the Democrats are putting on their clown noses, and they're going to try one last thing. Will they have cooperation from Ms. Chevy Ford? Well, that remains to be seen. Ms. Chevy Ford, if these allegations are true, then Judge Kavanaugh has the right to see you and have you talk to him in front of the committee. Testify under oath. If it's truth, it's truth. And it's a bad thing. Sexual assault is a bad thing. But I don't think it happened to you, Ms. Chevy Ford. I don't think it happened to you at all. Because all of these other women who have been either dated or been friends with Judge Kavanaugh for 30 plus years, I mean, this alleged incident happened 36 years ago. And she stayed quiet, never said a little peep in 36 years. Never said, I'm the victim of a sexual assault. Never. But all of a sudden, here's the spotlight. And it doesn't look to me like she likes the spotlight very much. And shame on you, Frankenfeinstein, and the other leftists on that committee and in the Senate, because you are doing nothing but just trying to ruin the life of a very, very honorable man. In fact, Judge Kavanaugh had an unprecedented, at one time, 4 legal assistants or court clerks. 4 of them. That is unprecedented. There was a woman that was testifying or being interviewed, and she was saying that Judge Kavanaugh, when she became pregnant, that was something that just didn't happen when that particularly happened. Judge Kavanaugh had never been through a situation like that before, where a member of his staff became pregnant. She said that Judge Kavanaugh was very understanding, very kind, and worked with her. Judge Kavanaugh is a good man. And she said that Judge Kavanaugh is very thoughtful when he makes decisions on the court. Isn't that what we want on the Supreme Court? You know, the Hillary Clinton campaign talked about putting ideologues on the court. And, you know, because that would push an agenda. That's not what the judiciary is for. The judiciary is there to keep Congress and the executive branch under control and to protect the Constitution of the United States. And so shame on you, Frankenfeinstein, and all these other, Pocahontas, I saw her speaking. Shame on you. You should be ashamed of yourself. And you're going to be embarrassed by the time this is over. Count on it. There will be a new Supreme Court justice soon, and his name is Brett Kavanaugh. And get ready, because Ruth Buzzard Ginsburg is like 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot on the banana peel. All right, the Emmys last night. Did you decide to watch Monday Night Football instead? You know, there isn't much choice. You can either watch Trump haters on the Emmys or you can watch Trump haters on the football field. Well, apparently people chose Netflix, Hulu, anything but the Emmys and anything but football. The Emmys had a new low. I mean, crush. Yeah. You know, that Stephen Colbert, that guy is the biggest no-talent POS to ever grace us with his presence on late-night TV. I think Jimmy Fallon has more talent in his little finger than Stephen Colbert has in his entire body. Don't shake your head. Have you ever seen Stephen Colbert dance with Justin Timberlake? I have not, but I've seen Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon is a funny guy. He's no Jay Leno, but he's a funny guy. But people aren't really watching late-night TV either. They're watching Netflix and Hulu and what's the other app that I have that I watch?
Amazon Video.
Amazon Prime. And I watch a lot of YouTube as well. All right, President Trump has ordered declassification of the Russia investigation reports. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders cited the reason as being transparent. Isn't that what we want from our government? So if President Trump had anything to hide about Russia, he wouldn't be declassified. Did you ever see Barack Hussein Obama? Huh? Did you ever see him declassify anything that might incriminate him? No. So talk about another witch hunt. Now that the president has ordered these files to be unclassified or declassified, we're going to find out a whole lot. All right, Les Moonves, the chief of CBS News, CBS in general. His wife, Julie Chen, is on that daytime TV show with Ozzy Osbourne's wife, Sharon, and the lesbian from what was Roseanne, but they ruined that show. Anyway, we're going to talk about the fate of Julie Chen. Is she going to stay? Will she stay or will she go? We'll be right back.
Hello, yo! Are you looking for a veteran-owned and operated company on a mission to provide affordable quality firearms gear and training? Well, we've got some friends and fellow warriors over at artillerynation.com that can get you and your troops squared away today. Check them out on Facebook at Artillery Nation LLC or visit artillerynation.com to check out their custom Cerakote projects, firearms training, and t-shirts to show your support for veterans everywhere. Semper.
Do you have problems with pain, anxiety, or sleeplessness? Come see us at Can Help Wellness, where we can help. Stop by any of our 4 wellness centers to find out how premium CBD products can help you find relief. From balms to tinctures to even products for your pets. Natural, safe, organic relief, and lab tested with certifications. Reach out to one of our wellness consultants today at 405-455-3012 or online at cann-help.com.
If you like us, you love us, and you want more of us, well, go to our Facebook page. That is the Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite Facebook page. Become a patron and donate whatever you feel like donating. If you think today's show is $1 million show, we will take $1 million in a Manhattan millisecond. We'll take a couple of bill in a Trump millisecond. But make sure you become a patron so the conservative talk continues here in Oklahoma City. Also, the views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views of OTU, its board members, or the other people who are on the have shows here, and partners as well. All right, so Julie Chen from CBS. She is the wife of Les Moonves. If you ever wondered how Julie Chen got her job, it wasn't because she's very talented. It's because her husband was the big boss. Well, Les Moonves was ousted from CBS, and now Julie Chen tearfully is saying goodbye on the top. Boy, that's almost as bad as saying, whoopee, leaving the vomit. Bye-bye, Julie Chen, bye-bye. You didn't really think she was going to stay at CBS, did you? I mean, that'd be a little, I don't know, kind of weird. If somebody were to fire me, I don't think my wife would want to stay if I had one. Do you think Steph would stay if you got canned?
If she worked with me, probably not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she worked under, wait a second.
Ah!
She'll continue to work under Les Moonves. She just won't continue to be an employee of Les Moonves. Good riddance. Bye, Julie. Take the rest of the libs with you. Medical marijuana may be legal, but bringing the seeds into the Sooner State is not. We've got this story from our partner, News 9.
Getting marijuana into the state. Grant Herms joining us now. You went digging for answers, and Grant, it doesn't look good for license holders trying to follow the law.
It does not. So obviously weed is already in Oklahoma, but for the patient or grower to get it without breaking the law, it's practically impossible.
As Oklahoma's budding medical marijuana business takes off, patients and business owners are running into a big problem, getting marijuana into the state. Because it's still illegal under federal law, it's illegal to transport marijuana in any form or stage across state lines. But how is someone looking to get medical marijuana without going to a drug dealer supposed to get started?
We started at the State Department of Health. A spokesperson here said getting seeds in the state is the $64,000 question and said we should check with the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics. We did, and officials here said they're still waiting for direction and sent us to the Attorney General's office to see if there was an official legal opinion. The AG's office says there isn't one, meaning there's no guidance from the state's top attorney. So we went to the feds at the Drug Enforcement Agency. They said marijuana is still federally illegal and we should check here at the State Department of Health. In the end, it all means if Oklahoma wants medical marijuana, a lot of people are going to have to take on a lot of risk.
Technically, there's nothing in this state that's going to hold you back from having a federal Schedule I drug.
There are groups like the Oklahoma Cannabis Trade Association working to help patients and growers find the best ways to operate while lawmakers wait until after the midterms. Until then, a business that's supposed to be legal will still have to operate in the shadows.
If I was a patient, I would put that burden on the grower, assuming that they are already acquiring the genetics. So a dispensary front, basically.
You can buy seeds online, but most online seed banks will say they're only selling the product as adult novelties. But no matter what you call it, buying and shipping marijuana across state lines is still illegal. Grant Herms, News 9.
Grant Herms from News 9, and thank you for sharing that video with us. We appreciate it. Frosty was salivating at all of that weed in one place. Now, I've got to ask a question. If medical marijuana is legal now, and you can't transport seeds across state lines, where are you going to find the seeds? From a dealer, I think, because, I mean, how else are you going to get them across state lines? President Trump has said that he's going to decriminalize marijuana on a federal level and put it back in the state's hands. I expect that to be something that will happen here sooner than later. But in the meantime, how are you going to get your medical marijuana if it can't be transported across state lines? Your friendly neighborhood Guido.
Do you even know what a Guido is?
Guido is a mobster.
Okay, we'll go with that. I'll explain to you later what a Guido is.
Okay, all right. So, anyway, we'll follow that story closely. I get high. Okay, so 3 cases of mumps has been confirmed at the University of Oklahoma. OU officials, along with the Cleveland County Health Department, are investigating. I hear the mumps are a very painful thing. Very painful. Have you ever had the mumps, Frost? Me either. Now, coming up October 1st, the Oklahoma City County Health Department, they will have flu vaccinations in, and Ken Johnson and a special guest will be coming in to give us our flu shots live on the air. This is going to be probably a tough flu season again, and so we're going to take the shot. We're going to be like big boys and get our shot on the air. There's an Oklahoma girl battling leukemia. She just turned 13 years old, and her request was to get postcards for her birthday. And this young lady, she's adorable, Aspen Kelly, received a heartfelt birthday message from President Trump. Wow. She's received thousands of postcards so far, but I'm sure the one from the leader of the free world is going to be the one that really sticks out there. Can you imagine? I don't know how the president found out about this, but he did. So anyway, happy birthday, Aspen. Prayers to you and a speedy recovery. Leukemia is tough. Cancer sucks. We hate it. We'll do everything we can to help fight childhood cancer and work hard for the kids for sure. All right, Hurricane Florence, people from Oklahoma are going out there in droves to help. There are some Baptist churches already on the ground in the Carolinas from Oklahoma, other churches, other denominations as well. Of course, the federal government can't do it by itself. We know firsthand what it's like to have tornadoes devastate our area. We are not a hurricane area, but I have been through hurricanes and tropical storms. I can tell you they are devastating. If you think tornadoes are a bad thing, go through a major Category 5 hurricane, and you will absolutely think tornadoes are a cakewalk. And so our thoughts and prayers go out to the people in the Carolinas right now, because there have been deaths, there's been devastation. A lot of these people have lost their homes. A lot of people just, this is just a bad thing. And so thank you to the people from our great state who have gone out to the Carolinas to help. I wish we were able to do so as well. We'd be out there on the ground. So our thoughts and prayers, like I said, go out to the people of the Carolinas. Okay, so some closing thoughts here on Judge Kavanaugh. And you can comment on the live stream right now. Do you think that the accuser, Judge Kavanaugh's accuser from back 36 years ago, do you think she's going to have the guts to testify under oath facing Judge Kavanaugh? Judge Kavanaugh is willing to face his accuser. Do you think she's going to be willing to face him? They're saying that she's kind of not answering right now. If she does, however, it will take effect. I'm guessing the hearings will start on Monday. That's at least where the Senate is wanting to go with this at the present time. And I'm ready to get this over with. I hope that we come to a point in our nation where we can finally confirm judges and get the process sped up and quit playing politics. Judge Kavanaugh is not a threat to the health care of women. He's not a threat to gay people. He's not a threat to minority groups. He's not a threat to anybody. What he is a threat to, however, is the rewriting of the Constitution. The left wants to rewrite it. Justices like Kavanaugh, wanted to say judge, we're going to call him justice. Justices like Kavanaugh will keep that from happening. President Trump could have one more, maybe two, before the end of his first term. Because like I said, Ruth Buzzard Ginsburg is real close. She just woke up and wants to know where Kennedy went, for crying out loud. So do you think she will face her? Do you think that this woman's going to come and face Judge Kavanaugh and the Judiciary Committee and the U.S. Senate? And can you imagine all of these leftist women and how they are going to just go gaga over her if she does? She is going to be a national hero because she made up a story about an honorable family man. I was watching the hearings in the first week, and the way that this man was treated in front of his wife and children is reprehensible. I don't even know why anybody would want to accept. I don't even know why anybody would want to get into politics now, because you just face so much scrutiny and so much people just try to dig up anything and everything. If you took a piece of bubble gum from somebody's backpack in 7th grade, it's going to come up if you're nominated to the Supreme Court. Yeah, he's a thief. He stole bubble gum. All right, thank you to our sponsors, Oklahoma Taxpayers Unite. Make sure you become a patron on the OTU Facebook page. Also, WeFixHailFree.com, WeFixHailFree.com. We're going to get some storms. You know, the fair is in town. What do we got?
Before we go, I just received this from the big boss. Apparently, someone bought us some tickets to OU this weekend. The Army versus Oklahoma.
Wow.
And apparently I have to go.
Hey. I don't know who you are, but God bless you.
If anyone wants to go to a ball game with Tod Tucker, please send me a message so that I don't have to. Just
God bless you. Man, God bless you. That is and I've got a ride and everything because my son goes.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Mwah. Boomer. All right, we'll see you back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central. In the meantime, God bless you. God bless America. And remember, the heart of the wise inclines to the right, the heart of the fool to the left. That's Ecclesiastes 10:2. We'll see you back tomorrow.